What's up guys, and welcome back to another video from me again today. And today is going to be something a little bit different to what I normally do. There's going to be no specific race footage because today I just want to have a chat about a few things. As you probably have seen on my channel as of late, there has been a host of different sim racing games I've been playing, and I know that differs quite a lot from my original plan for my channel. When I first started out, for those of you that have been with me for a while, when I first started out, I started playing Forza 4. Thoroughly enjoyed that game altogether. I mean, I've been playing Forza 2 and Forza 3 as well, but my YouTube boys, the channel really started with Forza 4 doing tuning tutorials. From there we went on to Forza 5, and then to where we are today, with a few different videos from R Factor, Stock Car Extreme, Assetto Corsa, iRacing, all a few different ones as well. So I know a lot of you probably subscribe to me for my Forza content, which I thank you for. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for hitting that subscribe button. But I just want to go over some of the sim games and why I play them and why I don't do so much Forza stuff anymore. Just to give you guys a heads up, and then you can guys get a bit of an understanding from it as well. We'll start with Forza 4. Sorry, not Forza 4, Forza 5. And this came out, and probably still is, the single best racing title on the Xbox One. Hands down, easily. Now, I'm not going to compare it to PlayStation titles such as Drive Club or Gran Turismo, because I haven't got a PlayStation and I haven't tried them, so I don't know. So I'm not going to try and start a flame war saying Forza's better than Gran Turismo. I'm only going to comment on the ones that I've played. And for me, Forza 5 is hands down the single best sim racing game on the Xbox One. Whether or not that changes when Project Cars comes out, we'll have to wait and see. And then whether or not that changes again when Forza 6 comes out, maybe it will. Maybe Forza 6 will blow Project Cars out of the water. But it's the way it works with games. They usually get better and better as each new one comes out. So as Project Cars beats Forza 5, Forza 6 will beat Project Cars 2 will beat Forza 6, and the main people that benefit from it is us. So it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that games get better, and it challenges other developers to actually strive and push themselves forward a little bit more to try and improve things for the gamers, which at the end result, me and you get better things overall. But Forza 5, it is a game that I do like quite a lot. It has been out for about a year and a half now, and all the DLC content ended for it quite a while ago. But there is still quite a few cars on there. There's always been a criticism with Forza 5 that there wasn't enough cars. But car-wise, I haven't got a problem with it. I still don't own every single car in the game. I still haven't driven every single car in the game. Personally, I think there are more than enough cars in Forza 5 to keep you happy. The one place it does fall down is tracks. The limited number of tracks we have in Forza 5 is what takes away the fun factor a little bit for me. Now I hope, and I'm pretty sure they will rectify this in Forza 6, but as it is at the moment, Forza 5, it's over a year and a half old, and I think we've got like 10-12 tracks, probably a little bit more than that. It becomes very difficult to be excited driving around the same 10 or 12 tracks. But again, Forza is, the community side of it is by far the best community I've actually been involved with. I know a lot of painters, I know a lot of people like taking photos, I know a lot of racers, and it's the way that everybody actually works together and builds that community thing. And I've got the Forza forums, which I don't go on quite a lot because you sometimes get quite a lot of negativity on there, so I tend to stay away from that as much as possible. But the guys at Turn 10, Helios, T10, I met him when I went to see Forza Horizon 2 at Playground Games, and to get that invite from him was just amazing. And it's a lot of things like that that developers probably don't do for the fans and the gamers. So even when I think back to it now, I'm still blown away that I actually got to go and meet them all, meet Mango, meet Domestic Mango and Fail Race and all the other guys as well, and EK Drifter. But it's little things like that, so it's not only the community of the gamers that make the game what it is, it's also the community of the developers, getting the fans involved, getting them hyped up, getting them excited. And for me, Forza 5 is just amazing at that. It does probably the best job that possibly can be done. Saying that, Forza Horizon 2, that come out. Now for me, I like racing. I do a bit of drifting, drag racing not really. I like racing cars, plain and simple. For me, Forza Horizon 2 isn't the platform to do that for me. Yes, it's a great driving game. Yes, there's lots of cars in there. Yes, it's very beautiful. But it's from a YouTube channel side of view, it's more of a tool or a platform to actually create videos with. You can do a lot of artistic stuff with it. You can make great videos with it, and it is more of a tool. So as for me playing Forza Horizon 2, whether it's be racing or doing cruises or point-to-point races, I just don't do any of that, and I haven't got that passion and desire to actually go and do those races. It's more for me to create videos to entertain you guys, or hopefully entertain you guys. So yeah, Forza Horizon 2, it is a great game. It's completely different to Forza 5 in the respect that it's a different style of game. Both games are fun, but in different ways. Forza 5 is very rigid. I say rigid, but it's very focused on being a racing game, and that's it. Whereas Forza Horizon 2, you can do multiple things with it. You can be a racer, you can be a drifter, you can just have a cruise around, just have some fun, and do whatever you want. But both games are very, very good. I do enjoy playing them, but for very different reasons. Forza 5 for me is coming to its end, to be honest. It is very tired, track wise especially. Forza Horizon 2 is just a game that I can use to create videos with, rather than just play it on a day by day basis. So that leads me on to the reasons why I've been doing quite a few other sim racing channels or sim racing games on my channel. First one being R Factor. Now R Factor is a very old game. As you've probably seen in my videos, it's not the most beautiful game in the world. It isn't Project Cars standard. It doesn't blow you away with how realistic it looks. But the one thing it does do very well is be a racing game, be a sim racing game. It does that very, very well. What doesn't come across in the videos is the handling side of it and the way the cars handle with the physics. It is still today probably one of my favourite games. If you get a good mod on that, and the modding community is what has made R Factor. All the original game, the cars on that aren't the best, if I'm honest. Probably stay away from them. But all the mods you get, the DRM mod with the Capri and the BMW 320 and the BMW M1, that mod in itself is just simply amazing. That is by far my favourite mod. And there are literally hundreds of different mods, and you can drive any car from any time frame on any track that you can ever think of. Now for me as a sim racing fan, that is quite enjoyable, and I really enjoy that quite a lot, because if I want to drive 1950 cars on old Le Mans, then I can do that. If I want to drive DTM cars around Zandvoort, then I can do that as well. And that for me is the key thing that keeps coming back to R Factor. I know they've got R Factor 2 coming out, or is out. Whether or not it's in beta phase or not, I don't know. I haven't checked back on it for ages, but I've got no need to go to R Factor, just simply because it's more pretty to look at. R Factor I'm happy with. R Factor 2, I'm sure it may be great, but for me it's not the one. And then it leads me on to another game, which is relatively new. It's Stock Car Extreme, which is based around the Brazilian stock car circuit. And this is from some of the guys, some of the modders that are actually modded on R Factor. So it's the same engine, the same handling characteristics, and it's the graphics again aren't on Project Car standards. They're not the most beautiful in the world, but they do the job that they need to. And for me, it's just an extension of R Factor. It is another great car game to race with, and the handling characteristics and physics on it are just amazing, which don't come across in the video. Believe me, if you ever get a chance to get a wheel and Stock Car Extreme or R Factor, then just give it a whirl, because you'll be amazed how much better the handling characteristics are on it as well. We've also got Assetto Corsa. For me, that is probably the best sounding game, sim racing game. The cars in that do sound absolutely amazing. I haven't done any online racing with it. I haven't got any desire to do any online racing with it. I haven't even done any single player racing with it. It's a good game. It just hasn't got that pull, that special something that pulls me into it to play it. I did my McLaren F1 GT race around Nürburgring. I enjoyed that because it was a bit of a test, but from a day-to-day point of view, it's missing that special something for me, which makes it a great game. I know there's probably a lot of you out there that really enjoy it. I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but for me, it just hasn't got it. And then finally, we come on to iRacing. Now, iRacing is something completely different. it is a subscription game, so you pretty much have to pay, I think it's $12 a month, I think, to stay subscribed and have access to everything, which in itself is quite pricey. If you rack it up over a year, it's probably the price of an Xbox game. You can get discounts if you do it by every 3 months or every year, and they also give codes away, stuff like that, so you can get cheaper prices. But for me, handling wise with that, it's okay. It's not something to. I wouldn't say it's up there with R Factor or Stock Car Extreme. The handling physics are okay. They work really well. All the tracks are laser scanned. Again, there's a lot of different tracks on there that I haven't raced before. But for the single most thing that pulls me to iRacing is the multiplayer side of it, and the racing, because the racing is probably some of the best racing you will get online. Obviously when you get out of the rookie class, because there's a lot of new people and different skill levels, but if you go through the qualifying routine and then get put into a lobby that's everybody's the same speed as you, then you can have lots and lots and lots of good races, which make it really, really enjoyable for me, and that's why I choose iRacing. So all the games I spoke about, they've all got different things that are enjoyable and different aspects of them. Like Forza 5, with basically the amount of cars are in there, real life cars that I'm never going to be able to afford to own, but I can drive them in a game sense. And the same with Forza Horizon 2, drive them as fast as I want to a town, handbrake turn, slide round corners. And then the R Factor, Stock Car Extreme, Assetto Corsa and iRacing. So that's just some of the reasons why I like playing these other games, and why you're going to continue to see some more of them on there. Project Cars, when it comes out, I am getting it, or we're getting it from day one, so you probably see a lot of content on that as well. I'm also going to try and stick some of that content on my Patreon channel. For those of you who don't know what my Patreon channel is, take a look. And I know you're probably all thinking, yeah, he just wants more money from us. But to be honest, you will be quite surprised how little you actually get from YouTube. Once YouTube take the cut and the partners take the cut, you get very little. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'll actually show you how little I get, or how much I get. So on screen now, you're going to have the figure for 28 days. So that's over the last 28 days. That's how much my channel has earned from advertising compared to the amount of views I get. You might be thinking, wow, that's actually quite a lot per month, but when you look at it and you think about all the effort that goes into making the videos and all the time it takes, that is actually less than a day's wage that I earn in my real life job, and I'll probably put in easily a month 50-60 hours doing different things and setting different up, whether it be editing or recording footage. So it is very, very, very little. And then on top of that, well, that figure on screen is actually 50% of the total, because YouTube take 50% of it, so that's the amount I get. And then I get 50%, I get 80% of that 50%, which is a figure you can see on screen now. And that's a split from Maker. So every month, that's how much I get. So for 50-60 hours work, I get around £35. Now, if you had to do 50 or 60 hours work in your real life job and they paid you £35, you wouldn't be very happy. And it's not to say that I'm not very happy, but I've kind of gone away from doing the things that I want to do just simply to boost the amount of profit I make on the thing. I'm doing the things that actually I enjoy doing, and that's why you're seeing more R Factor stuff on there, that's why you're seeing more Stock Car Extreme stuff on there, that's why you're seeing more iRacing stuff on there, and that will continue for me. I'm going to try and play the games that actually I enjoy doing, and actually I want to get to a stage where I can just remove the advertising from YouTube altogether, and just not give YouTube any, not have any worries about that at all. And I'm going to try and grow my Patreon channel, because it's you guys that actually subscribe to that, or whether you donate to make a pledge of $1 a month. You're actually going, yeah, I like the stuff you do, and I want to see more of it, and it's you guys that deserve that something extra. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. I'm going to give you guys something extra. So if you're on my Patreon channel, the link's in the description. You can click on it if you wish, or you can just ignore it and move on with your day. I don't mind either way. It's totally up to you guys. But for you guys that do press it and do send me a pledge, then I'm going to give you something a little bit extra, especially when Project Cars comes out, so it should be kind of cool. So that's just a little update on my channel, why I've started playing some different stuff, why you haven't seen Forza stuff for a while, what I want to try and do in my channel, and how long my channel goes on for, I don't know. I suppose we'll just have to wait and see. but this has gone on quite a lot longer than I expected to. I think we're just hitting the 15-minute mark. But I hope you enjoyed it, guys. As always, I've tried to be open and honest with you and not try and cover up with any bullshit and hidden promises of the amount of stuff I'm going to do. I'll do it when I can, as I can, for as long as I can. I'll just hope that you guys continue to support me and enjoy it. So until my next video, as always, guys, have a good day, and I'll see you all soon.